All right. Good morning. It's not morning anymore. Good morning. All right, I've had a hectic day today, but wow, I'm enjoying the hecticness of it. Woke up to prepare for an on the hour, every hour presentation, boom, that we are doing in our business, partnering with ladies from all over the world. It's an amazing experience, to be part of something so big and impacting so many lives all over the world just by being there, sharing our stories and the amazing opportunities that are available for people to tap into and change their lives. All right. Welcome. I can't see your name, but you are welcome. I can see you are there. All right. Let's welcome you. Okay. There we go. Welcome. Amazing. All right. So we are going to be talking. We are continuing on our subject of self-care. Because until you take care of number one, you won't be able to take care of everything else around you. So now we are going into the nitty-gritties now of what is it that we need to do in order for us to make sure that we are taking proper care of ourselves. All right, and making sure that number one is healthy and happy and balanced and ready to go out there and meet up with the world. All right. So the first sphere of importance, I'm sure you can guess, it's your relationship with God. If you don't take care of your relationship with God, you have no pivot, you have no anchor, you are like a ship that is drifting in an ocean without an anchor at all or without any sails whatsoever. Because your relationship with God is what will, temper your conscience. It's what will, help you with your intuition in terms of evaluating and assessing the quality of relationships that you are entering into, the decisions that you have to make. You have to have God. I don't know how you define God in your life, but for me, it's the biblical God that I rely on, and He has not let me down over the years that I've depended on Him for guidance, for counseling, for direction, for comfort, for all the things that I need, really. Because there are certain things that we demand from our fellow human beings that nobody else can give except God. All right? So we need to set that priority right. When you are rising up in the morning, make sure that the first person you talk to is your Creator. All right, make sure that the first interaction that you have is just to say thank you, Lord, for waking up in the morning. Thanking Him and also asking Him for guidance, for wisdom, for discernment, because we cannot be able to discern between right and wrong unless we are being guided in our consciences by the supreme power, who is our Creator, imagine the universe, the expanse of the universe. All the stars, all the planets, all the whatever it is that is out there that we will never know, the stars and all, right? He is the one who keeps them in their course. Even humans have the ability of predicting which planet is going to be where at what time of the year, simply because the path has been mapped out for these planets by the Creator Himself. So if He is taking care of all those things that are not created in His image, how about you who is created in His image? He is very interested in every detail of your life. So there should not be anything that you don't talk about with God. Talk about everything. Don't feel that there is anything that is silly or there is anything that is inappropriate. Everything. There's nothing hidden from Him. So why not talk to Him about everything? All right. So that's the first sphere of taking care of yourself, minding your relationship with God. Secondly, you need to take care of your relationship with yourself. That should take precedence before you even go out, because many people, they say, but the Bible says he who is to be great should be the biggest servant. You can only give from a cup that is overflowing. All right, and your cup can only overflow if you are taking time, right, to connect with God, and you are taking time to look after yourself as well. So look after yourself. What does that mean? Get enough sleep, right? It doesn't matter how busy, how hectic, how urgent things are. You as a human being need to have adequate sleep. Of course, the number of hours varies depending on your age, your state of fitness and health and all that. But at the end of the day, if you don't allow yourself to sleep enough hours, you're going to burn out and you're going to lose focus in the things that you are doing. So make sure that you get enough sleep. There may be times when you sacrifice sleep for a short season, and it has to be a very short season, because there are certain goals and that that you are aiming to achieve. But once that is done, go back to the normal. All right, so your normal day should have at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep as an adult. If you are not getting that, then you are not doing you are doing a disservice to yourself. All right, let me just check who is there. We've got my brother Mpumelelo. Thank you so much for watching. We've also got Nomsa Chuma. Thank you, Nomsa. Thank you, Samu. I've seen others who have come in and out. All right, there is my sister Sandy. Thank you so much for your support, guys. So also eating healthy is very important, right? Eating healthy means you should be eating more plants that are grown in the fields, right, than to eat things that are processed in plants, right? So as little processed food as possible. Even your meat, right? Your meat, if it is a free-range meat, for example, it is healthier than meat that is coming from pen-fed, animals, for example. So if you can manage, if you can be able to know the source of where your food is coming from, so that you know how it is produced. That's why in my stickleness, looking at having been worked in the environment area, looking at pollution control and things like that, people use all sorts of crazy things to water plants. They use all sorts of crazy chemicals to keep away pests and so on. So I've come to a decision that I have to grow my own vegetables. I do buy every now and again, but as much as possible, I'm producing my own. In the little plot that I have, I try for the family, that size of family that I have, to have at least 2-3 varieties of vegetables in the garden, so that we can be able to get something that we know doesn't have fertilizer, doesn't have pesticides, etc. All right, so you definitely need to eat healthy. Eat more plant-based foods. Yes, cabbage, some. Very true. Many of us didn't like cabbage, we didn't like broccoli, but those are the things that we really should be eating. Essentially, I'm not saying go 100% vegetarian, but if you want to, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are going vegetarian, make sure that you really are learning how to be a vegetarian who eats a balanced diet. Because there are people who say they are going to go vegetarian, but all they can afford is sadza and chomolia. That is not being a vegetarian. You need to have a variety of, different vegetables, different legumes that will make sure that you are eating healthy. So sometimes it may help for you, to, if you grow, you will cut costs in terms of what you can have. But also make sure that you are getting all the nutrients that are needed. And you can only do that by studying nutrition, not necessarily for a degree, but just knowing what it is that gives you which nutrients, etc., etc. All right, and it also personal hygiene these days with the coronavirus. I'm seeing some posts where people are complaining about empty shelves, at pharmacies and supermarkets because soap has run out. I'm like, are people just realizing now that they need to use soap for hygiene? This is very strange. All right. So at the end of the day, guys, we really need to take care of our bodies, make sure we are clean. We shower every day, those kind of things. I know people up north there in the northern hemisphere, sometimes things can be very shaky for you guys, but make sure that you are clean all the time. All right. How you dress as well. Dress comfortably, right? Yes, fashion counts, but comfort should supersede fashion. All right, if you are traveling, for example, put on the correct shoes that will enable you to be free to walk around, whether it's a long flight that you are on or it's a long bus ride. You can walk around the aisle on the bus and keep your circulation going simply because you are dressed properly. All right, and then of course exercise is very important for your own fitness, and then of course occasionally go to a spa treatment if you can afford it. All right, and then of course manage the workload that you are putting on yourself, whether it's at home or at work, and then of course afford yourself leisure time as well, and read read books that will sharpen and grow your mind as well. So that's fear number 2. So number 1 is your relationship with God. Number 2 is your relationship with yourself, the things that you do for yourself, which primarily you are doing for yourself, with nobody else benefiting out of that activity except yourself. All right. And then, of course, number 3 is relationship with others. Now that's where we are going outside of ourselves now, and we are looking at the horizontal relationship that we have with friends, with family, with spouses, with work colleagues, with business partners, and so on. It's recommended that you have regular. It may not be an expensive date. You could even be dating each other in your home with your spouse, right? Where you are saying, you know what, if the kids can go away to auntie's house and we can just have our dinner by ourselves, and just get to talk to each other in an intimate way that will help you to bond and get closer with each other. That is making special time for yourselves as a couple. All right. Date nights with your children. It could be things where you are saying there's a specific time where we all have to be together. All right. So we all have to be together, either at the table, eating together. Specify the times that you really have to be, interacting and socializing with your family. You could even take out, I was impressed with a friend of mine. She's based in Harare. She just posted in our chat group that she was going on a date last night with her son to go and watch a movie. I've done that as well before, just going out, for a movie with my boys. So those are things that you need to be doing. Also, stay in contact with the important people in your life. They don't have to be close to you. Just a phone call, a message, just to say, you know what, hi, I'm thinking of you. How are you doing? Those kind of things. It's very important to make sure that we keep those relationships alive, irrespective of how far apart we are. All right. And your parents, of course, make sure that you stay connected with your parents. I look at people who have their parents now. I don't have mine anymore, either on my children's grandparents' side, the in-laws, or on my side. And I look at people who just are like casual about how they are handling their parents. And I'm like, if only you knew. I wish I could bring mine back and make up for it. So guys, don't make the mistake of neglecting your parents. So stay in contact with those people that are important. Asking for help, also when you need it, that is part of fostering a relationship. You are helping someone to realize that you need them. So when you ask for help and somebody knows that you came to them because they know that you can, because you know that they can help you, that elevates them in terms of how they look at themselves related to you. And then, of course, spend time with your friends, because friendships can only grow if we are giving them time. So all relationships, really, it's about managing how we interact, how we, how much time we spend with each other. Let's be intentional about the time that we are spending with each other. Then sphere number 4 is the relationship with the environment, right? Relationship with the environment. There are things that we may not be able to change about our environment. For example, children, for the most part, they are living in an environment where whatever is happening is dictated by people who are older than them. But when you are conscious of what you need to be, or the environment, also you can manage it on behalf of others as well. If you're looking after young children, make sure that your home is conducive for that age group that you have in your home. All right. So make sure that whatever is within your control, you can manage that. If you are a child and you've got a home, you've got a home and you've got a room of your own, keep that room clean. Keep your clothes clean. Keep your environment clean. That is what you are capable of doing. Take responsibility for improving what you can improve in your home. Have a dream. No matter how small your home may be, keep it clean, keep it fresh, keep it as a place that is welcoming to you and the guests who may decide to visit your home. If you've got plans to improve in terms of the kind of furnishings that you have, let it not be pressure that you put yourself under so that your finances end up suffering and things like that. But take it one step at a time. What's important is cleanliness and hygiene. All right. So declutter your home as much as possible. Sometimes I look at myself and I laugh because there are things that I keep which I have never used, and I ask myself, why am I keeping this? So whenever you find that there is a lot of stuff that you are not using, give it away. There are other people who may be able to use it immediately. You do not need it to be there. So declutter your environment, declutter your work area, so that wherever you are working is clear, it's clean, and it's visible where you are coming from and where you are going. That also reflects on your thinking as well. If your environment is cluttered, even your thinking will be cluttered, and the way that you discharge your duties is also going to be cluttered. All right, clean up the unpleasant parts of the home, because there are some areas that are not so nice to clean, but it doesn't mean that we should neglect them. So give yourself that extra oomph and go to those areas and clean them. So have plants within the house, have a garden outside. I'm working on my flower garden now to make sure that I've got flowers outside, but vegetables, definitely I think I've got a charge of that now. So all these, like I always say, guys, I'm sharing this information because those are things that I'm personally working on. I'm not perfect as well. I'm growing, and I'm taking you on my personal journey as we grow. So one of these days I will do a live outside when I'm looking at my garden, and I'm doing the things that I regularly do in the garden when I do that. All right, so, or maybe just record a video and upload it on my Facebook, so that you can see the things that are going on, which I'm doing. All right, so yes, let's recap very quickly the 4 areas or the 4 spheres of influence on your personal life that you need to look at for your self-care. Right, it's your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, and then your relationship with the environment that you live in. I'm sure you can see that there's still other areas that I haven't touched. All right, if you want me to mention or to give you that extra information, you can inbox me and I will send you the PDF that I worked on, just to show the different areas of influence, that of attention that I need to be giving. It's very brief. It's about 2 pages. It's not a long document at all. I can email that to you. I can inbox that to you on WhatsApp if we are connected on WhatsApp. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'm on the 14-day challenge, by the way. We started yesterday. You all know, I'm sure those of you who have seen my lives before know about the 14-day challenge. This is where, we have a private group where we are led by my coach and mentor, Ray Higdon, and he takes us through the processes of how we can leverage social media for growing our businesses. And I'm loving it and I'm enjoying it. These lives are a way of grooming myself, for many other things that I'm doing out there in the world that are contributing to the growth of my business. So thank you so much to Ray Higdon for that. And I'm looking forward. I'll be sharing with you some special nuggets that I believe can help you as well. You can jump over to my page, Nomusa at Home, on Facebook. I'm going to be sharing some of my notes of what I have learned from that, but I'll be doing that late in the evening after I'm done with everything that I'm doing. But jump onto the page, like the page, and you can have access to my notes of what I'm learning on the 14-day challenge. Thank you so much, guys, and God bless you. Have a blessed day. I really appreciate you for jumping on live, and those who will catch us on the replay, leave your comments, share this information with those that you love, so that they too can be up to speed with what it is that you are doing to improve your life. This is me signing out and saying to you, God bless you, and I love you.